first a bit of a quote about something, and then I'll turn it over to Billy, who's worked with Allyson for many years, and then another quick quote, and then
only 25.
Yeah, and then we'll let Allyson tell her story. So the first one was just something that I saw somewhere, and it was that quote from A.A. Milne, who's a famous writer. Actually wrote Winnie the Pooh, but when he retired from writing, he said, "How lucky I am to have worked at something that makes saying goodbye so hard." And I think that really applies to Allyson, because when you have a great career like she has had for 30 plus years, and had the tremendous amount of success that she's had, and for those of you who've just gotten to know her, you may not realize, but I mean, truly one of the most successful account executives, not in Modus, in all of our industry in Toronto, for many, many, many years. And the mark of that is not only are you within your own company, but all the competitors knew who Allyson was as well, because she was just so successful for so many years.
We hated Allyson. We hated her.
And also the relationships, because I know Allison's built many relationships. Obviously, there isn't too many Modus people left. There's a few. You are in the room here, but also at clients, where she still has tremendous relationships with very senior people from her client, and with consultants that she's worked with for years. I mean, you truly leave your mark on an industry, and Allyson has done that as much as anybody I've ever known in this industry, and I've been in it for a long, long, long time.
Longer than me. Just for the record.
Just for the record. And it's just a tremendous thing, and although obviously we're sad to see her go, I think that with all careers, and the other thing I want to say was, really, to do what you've done for 30 years is very rare in this industry, because it's a difficult business, to be honest with you, and very few people continue as long as she did with the kind of success she's had. So again, just an unbelievable track record, and you're truly be missed. But I wanted to turn it over to Billy, because Billy has worked with Allyson for 25 years and can probably pull the skeletons out of the closet.
Here. Skeletons! Get rid of the board. Toga parties need to be explained.
Toga party was before my time, so I can't tell you.
I'll tell you about that.
She won't tell me. I actually couldn't believe Allyson when she said that she was retiring. I was like, really? Are you sure? I thought she was maybe joking or whatever. Because she's been saying it for a number of years, and she certainly could have retired any time over the past 15, 20 years. Because she's made so much money for herself, for her kids, for her grandkids. We all knew that she could retire anytime she wants to. But because she's been here for so long, she's made such a mark, it was difficult to imagine that she would actually leave Modus, and that RBC wouldn't have Allyson as an account manager, because she's been synonymous with RBC. And we were all betting actually that she would be the last one to retire. I was sure I would have retired before her. And lost.
Rob told him that I'd be planning his retirement party.
So that's what we were all thinking. So this was a surprise, and for me, it was really an unwelcome surprise. It was a reminder of how time passes and how much time has gone by since we started working together. And that was 25 years ago. When I started with Computer Action, Allyson was there already. She was one of the 3 account managers. She had several accounts, and she had RBC on there. And at that time, I think RBC had maybe 20 contractors. And eventually, Allyson grew it to the 200 full margin and another 100 payroll consultants.
It was busy.
And she was in there every day. She would work in the office in the morning, and then go downtown and meet with people at Royal Bank. She was there so much that people thought she worked there. And the boys at Royal Bank thought she was another employee. She had a pass. I'm not sure how she got it. And she was on the force. So the business grew. She was super successful. And it was one of the building blocks of success of Computer Action and Modus. And I'm sure that RBC account was one of the reasons that Computer Action sold so well. It was the first acquisition by Modus in Canada, and a fortunate one for the previous owner, Roy. And her success continued through many changes in the industry, another acquisition here, Advent Regis, and the money wasn't quite the same, maybe not even nearly the same, but she kept the account, and we never lost preferred vendor status, and we always had better margins hard people at some points in their history,
But we made more money.
We made more money, which is really the most important thing. Margin is the most important thing. So, all of that made her really an outlier in the industry. It's very rare to find somebody who keeps such a key account for such a long time, does so well. And we all shared in her success. Recruiters, owner, management, everybody participated in that success. So we were all fortunate to work with her. And why was she so successful? I mean, when I joined, I never slept with anybody.
The stuff you can say when you're about to retire.
It wasn't really luck or anything. When I started, there's Allyson there, some of those photos are from when I joined Computer Action. And she had a blonde bob the whole time. She was wearing short skirts. She was wearing high heels. She was chewing gum all the time.
I still chew gum.
She went for tanning sessions once a week.
Yeah.
But other than that, she was the same. She had the same bubbly personality. She's smiley. She's chatty, and she's tough as nails.
Tough as nails, yes.
So that
Good job, my
personality.
kids aren't here.
So that personality opened doors for her. She was able to break into accounts, and then her tenacious nature, her aptitude and her appetite for hard work, and her commitment to quality made her successful and made her stay with those accounts. So all of us who worked with her learned a lot about including myself, candidate management, client management, quality control, and customer service.
You're
So
so
I'm
sweet.
really sorry you're leaving. I'm really sorry you're retiring. But I'm happy for you. That's awesome. Have a great summer.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, right?
So just one more quick thing, and then we'll let Allyson take the stage, which I'm sure she'll be happy to do. And just another quick quote about retirement, and this is actually from a Fred Rogers, who was a kids entertainer, but he said, usually when you're at the end of something, you're actually at the beginning of something else. And I think in Allison's case, that's very true, because I know Allyson well enough, she's not going to use retirement to sit around, and, although she'll do that too, and probably drain the odd bottle of wine. However,
Just the odd one, just
Yes.
my own opinion.
you know, but you know, she's such a high energy person. I know you're going to get involved. You're going to be busy, whether it be with family or other initiatives or whatever the case may be. So, you know, it truly is the start of something that's going to be fantastic. And we wanted to give you something that, you know, gets you started down the road. So we know that you've been the queen of Modus for many years. So now we got you something to be queen for a day at the Old Mill Spa. So you'll
Oh
be
my
pampered.
God! Thank you.
So,
You guys have already seriously done so much. Like, sorry, I have to be finished.
Well, one thing before you get started.
Okay.
Let's raise a glass.
Cheers.
Thank you.
To,
Champagne. Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Nah.
He gives me a check.
to
Drinking's so not like.
Allyson, the queen of Modus.
Yes.
Thank you, congratulations, and have a
Thank you.
fun-filled retirement.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Coming back. Do you know maybe it's Do you know it has been a frigging awesome ride. You know, for yesterday I was standing here, I guess talking to, where is she? Shoba, no, Sophia. Do you know what? Bilyana Damjanovic, like, I mean, everybody knows I have trouble with names, which is so unlike a salesperson, but anyway. Standing there chatting to Sophia, and I don't even know how cell phones came up. And I have had the same cell phone number since like 1988. And she goes, oh my God, I was born in 1990. And it was just one of those moments where you go, really? And you're working? But you know, there's a few of us only a few of us probably in the room that can kind of say that, but you know what, this has been a great ride, and I can't even believe that I'm standing here retiring.
I know.
I can't even believe it. And I'm really excited about it. I am so freaking excited about it. I'm so excited to be unplugged for the summer. Just to be going, okay, like I have practiced this week. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but whenever I have left, I always leave with my laptop, okay? My laptop comes to Italy, it comes to Ireland, it comes to Florida. My laptop and I are inseparable. So this week I thought I'm gonna put my big girl panties on, and I'm gonna leave work every night, and I'm not gonna take my laptop. And every night, because I always, like, I mean, you know, before my grandkids moved in my house, we had a home office, but now that left. So now I have an area in the kitchen where my laptop goes, and we plug in every day. As soon as I come home, I go over and I plug in my laptop, because as many of you know, you get emails from me at 2 and 3 in the morning, because when you're perimenopausal, you don't really sleep. So this week I haven't had my laptop. But I keep walking over there to go, oh. I don't need to do that. But it's just something that you get caught up into because it's just what you do all the time. And it's never really the job and the processes that you miss. But it's certainly, absolutely, without doubt, going to be the people that you miss. Like, I mean, that's who you're going to miss the most, right? And I've already been told that I need to still bake my Christmas cookies because what is Mira's husband's going to do without his own package of almond cookies and shortbread? That's right. Elfie, the elf on the shelf, for those of you who have young children, has many expeditions in our household that the team has enjoyed, and I've been asked to still send, you know, Elfie's expeditions when he flies in on the 1st of December to the team so they know what's going on in the household and things like that. But there's one story that I want to share because I think it's pretty funny. And like my kids, when I came home in 1988, my kids were like still little kids, right? And I said, well, you know, Mommy's got a new job, you know, and I came home in a car, and this car had a cell phone in it. Well, not a cell phone, sorry, they didn't have cell phones then. It had a car phone. My kids thought I was more important than the Prime Minister.
What?
It's 1988. That you didn't see those squiggly little things. The odd car on the 401 may have had a car phone, right? But they just thought, oh, and I used to always say, don't friggin' touch that. It's expensive. It cost Rowan $2,500 to have that put in my car. The car phone bill each month was, and it was rarely used, but it was like $500
Jesus.
for a car phone. And now you can get a plan like for $45 a month, unlimited data, unlimited texting, unlimited
Call anyone
this,
in the
right?
world.
But they did. They thought I was more important than the Prime Minister. But as most of you with children know, they have days at school where the teacher goes around the classroom saying, oh, so what does your mommy do, and what does your daddy do, and oh, my daddy's a firefighter, or my daddy's a police officer, or whatever. And back in 1988, I would be always on client site every afternoon. That's where I lived. And you come home for dinner that night, and the kids are little, and you're sitting there, and they would hear that, oh, you were out to lunch with Tom, or you were out to lunch with Jack, or you were out to lunch with John, and you got a paycheck, right? So the teacher called me one day. Oh, no. The teacher called me one day, and she said, just chatting about Lee, and Lee is my trouble bubble. I love him to pieces, but he's my trouble bubble. Anyways, just wanted to know, you know, just chatting about Lee and things and how he was progressing in school, and, you know, what do you do for a living? And I said, well, I play computer professionals on contract. Why? Well, we had a day in school yesterday, and they were kind of asking the kids, what does your mommy do and what does your daddy do? Well, Lee's mom took men out for lunch and they gave him money.
That's awesome.
It wasn't wrong because back then, most and even still, sadly to say, but even still, mostly today, most execs within IT are male. So he would hear over dinner, like a dinner conversation, oh yeah, I don't talk with so-and-so, and you know, replacing people with him, and he knew that meant money, and he just, oh, whatever. So yeah, so that's what his mom did. So I sat both boys down the next day, and for the next couple of weeks, all I would say is, your mommy places computer professional on track. That's what I do. So, but it was kind of crazy. But it's certainly it's been great. Like, it's been a great ride for me. It's been a great ride for my family, my kids, as Billy says, my grandkids. Everybody reaps the benefits of when you're out there working hard. And to a lot of people today, they think that, you know, you come into an organization and, you know, here's your client and it's just easy. It's a different environment today because of electronics. But back in the day, and even Billy 25 years ago when you started, like, yes, there was more technology then. I think we got email in 1994.
We got email in 1994.
We didn't even have voicemail. We had pink pieces of paper you would come in while you were out. These people called you. Right? You got an order from a client and you photocopied two copies of the resume, and you highlighted and you booked an appointment, and you sat across from that manager and you went through the resume and you booked an appointment, an interview for 2 days later. And we thought our world was over completely when
fax machines.
Fax machines came in.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've seen so much change, right? And those times, and I know I spoke to this a little bit, you know, at Billy's 25th, a lot of times you think, you come into work and you have a bad day, and you go, oh my God, like, I mean, what am I doing here? This is crazy, blah, 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 blah. What you don't realize is that you learn from that, and that's the stuff that propels you. And 10 years down the road, you look at those, and those are your memories, and that's what you hold on to. And oh boy, if I've been left with a ton of memories. You know, most are good. Some are like, what the was that? But for the most part, all good. So you know what? I'm going to make a toast to all of you, and I wish you all the best of success. I'm going to miss each and every one of you. But you know what? I'll be down for lunch. I'll be down with Christmas cookies, right? And you never know, you might see my contracting face one day somewhere. Might not be here, but it'll be, you know.
Just remember those non-competes.
Gary, and by the way, my husband, I'm excited about this. He's having a kitten. He has been retired for 18 years, and he's like, really?
He came into my office actually last week when they were here. He said, "What are you doing to me?"
He's crying.
He thinks it's all Dave's fault, right? Like, I mean, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you just like talk her out of this? But it's so funny. So today he calls me and he goes, "Hun, we have to do something like really exciting on Monday because it's going to be your first day of retirement. Like, we have to do something like really, really special." And I said, "Great, we can get up at 7 o'clock and we can wash windows." He goes, "I wasn't really thinking that." So he's really worried about his job jar. But you know what? To each and every one of you, much success.
Here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, and yeah, here it goes. On to the next phase.
Maybe you could get the cake started there, Allyson, and then
I
we'll.